So this is a video, bunch of clips that I put together and just how I built my bridge over the gulch down there. You can see behind us that our land is narrow, but it goes way back. And about a few hundred feet down there, there's that line of trees. And that line of trees, in the middle of that is a ditch, a gulch, like a wash. It's about 4 or 5 feet deep, about the same amount across. No way we're gonna get across there. Until recently, we've been just going around it onto other people's property, but I don't want to keep doing that. So that was the need for a bridge. All right, did it from just about everything I used in this bridge was timber from our land way out there. Pine for the beams, oak for the boards on top. But anyway, this is just a document, just to show. You're not going to see me doing anything because I had the camera in my hand and I can't do that and work on the bridge at the same time. I did this mostly by myself, but I did have a little help with moving the big beams and things like that. Anyway, so this is where the bridge is going to go. This is see our house is up there. Our property goes way back, but in order to get to it, you have to be able to cross this. See, that's a pretty good drop off there. My friend and I cleared this out the other day, got the path cut. All I got to do is lay out the bridge. These rocks here are going to serve as my ramp. Gathered these all up just from the side of the hill here. It's amazing how many rocks are around here. Anyway, the bridge is going to start right about here. Right about here. I'll make that here. And go up past that sawed off stump there. And I plan on putting some supports down here on cement. Put a couple big nice pine or oak logs or something to stand up in there and stand them on cement and prop it up in the middle so it can hold a good load for my pine bridge. To span 20 feet, I plan on cutting down this white pine tree and this white pine tree. They're both about close to 13 inches in diameter at the base. This one has a little bend in it, so I might have to cut it a little further up to get the required, span as straight as I can. But I'm going to take them down now. And here's my third tree. Right here. This one's nice. This is bigger than the other ones. What I'll probably end up doing is, to get it even, I'm gonna take it from a little further up where it's about the same diameter as the other ones. Well, there's the third one down. Next thing I got to do is cut off some branches up to a point, measure out 20 feet, cut it off, skin it. And I'll probably go back to the other ones. And so there's one log out. That's the big one. A little bit longer than I need it. I'm going to trim it down probably on the thick end. Get rid of that little curve. The other two are up there. I'll bring you up there next. Well, here are my 3 logs, stripped and ready for the next step. 20 feet long, 10 to 12 inches thick on the thick end. Yeah, of course a little thinner on the other end. Next step is to find the levelest way that they would lie and flatten the top of them. Trim off some of those gnarls on there. And then get them in place after that. But that was a good day's work getting them stripped off today. I got the 3 logs flattened on one side. You see the flat bottom there? using My new chainsaw mill worked pretty good. The last thing I got to do is just flatten the top, or what will be the bottom. Maybe that far. Take an inch off that far on each of them, just so when we put them in place they won't roll. And then they'll be ready to move into place. Well, here we go. Got it in place. We get by with a little help from our friends and their machinery. That was a good day's work, and they look pretty good. Tomorrow we go to Disney, and then after that I'll come back and start looking for some planks. In Disney with the grandkids, it was fun with those kids. I hated going there, but they made it worthwhile for sure. Got back 2 days ago, and yesterday I started working on these ends. Secured these logs to either end. It's got some rebar in there. It's not going to move. It really stabilized everything quite a bit, so when I walk across, there's not much movement. Did the same over on this end. This one here, you can see it's bowed. This one's going to go in the middle, underneath. And the reason it's good that it's bowed is because that middle log is lower than the outside ones. The outside ones are kind of even with each other all the way across. This is going to go underneath and support all three of them. I'm going to put some verticals attached to that on either side, and that's going to give it the center support that we probably don't need it with this size logs and the loads we plan on putting across here, but it's just for a little extra security, insurance. Anyway, I'm going to finish skinning this one. Got the chainsaw, just ran out of gas yesterday. Got the chainsaw, and I'm going to finish skinning that thing. I'm going to raise it into place using some tie-down straps that I have in the Ranger over there. Screw it in, and then get some supports for it. And then after that, I got to start looking for some trees to cut down and use for planking. Hopefully I should be able to start on that today. I got the two ends on, I got the middle on. See how that bow worked? It worked perfectly. It caught each of them logs perfectly. It's all attached. Now all I got to do is underneath there put some supports on either side just to make sure it holds. And we'll be out shopping for planking now. I'm going out and seeing what trees to cut down. Okay, so yesterday a neighbor and I came out here, cut down these 6 nice straight oak trees right over here. Hoping that it's probably not going to be enough, but I might have to take down a couple more. I'm going to cut them to length, about 7 feet, maybe a couple inches over that, and then use this board here, lay on top of each length, screw it on, use my chainsaw mill, and try to get some planks. We're looking for 3 by 6 or so. This one's going to make it a little wider. That one give me some nice wider planks. I have to cut them in half lengthwise. But anyway, that's what I'm going to attempt now. My first attempt today at actually milling some planks. I've been sawmilling the last couple days, cutting up some of those oak that we took down the other day, last week or whatever it was. I think I got about half the planks now. These are 2-bys, solid oak. I mean, that's hardwood. Some of them are, I don't know, maybe 10 inches wide. Some of them down to maybe 5-6 inches. They vary. But up here, I think I got enough to cover just about half the bridge now. So you can see it's a 20-footer. So I have more work to do. And I'm guessing that I have not taken enough trees down. I probably need a couple more of these oak trees in order to finish this. Oh, look at that. There's one right there. Ooh, that would be convenient. Yeah, that might be contributing to this bridge. I have a feeling it will. Anyway, there's one. I know there's another one out of the second tree line out there too. Well, anyway, so long for now. It's been a long time coming, but I'm finally to the point where I got this thing fully planked. Lots of work, lots of chainsaw fuel and oil. 3 or 4 different chains changed out and sharpened and redone, and like I said, a lot of work. None of these are attached yet, but there, I just crossed it without even looking down. So it's almost all oak. There's about 5 cedar planks in here because I didn't want to go cutting another oak just for what we needed left, and there was already a cedar down that we had to cut to get out of our way. But there it is. Next step is to debark the edges of these planks and then get them secured down. Some of them are already done, but most are not. Hopefully with the rain we got yesterday, that might have loosened it up a little bit, but we'll see. This has been a project, and I'm glad to have it to this point. Now, here we are. It's a usable bridge now. I got all the boards on, secured. I might go over there and give them a few extra screws or nails just to make sure everything's held down all right. Got my center supports under there. And as you see, it's holding my Ranger just fine with me on it and a passenger. I don't see any issues with this bridge right now. I'm going to probably have to get more rocks. Got a neighbor down the road who's got unlimited rocks. They said come anytime. So I'm going to get more rocks, build up this ramp on either side. Maybe get some finer gravel to go on top of that, or maybe some couple bags of cement. Dump it on there, wet it. See what that does. As I said, this thing is sturdy. It's all 2-inch oak except for a couple of cedar planks that I needed to fill in with. Put them on the ends because they're not as strong. But there we are. Might trim the ends of these boards a little bit just to neaten it up. Maybe put a side rail on there on either side, just to for a visual. Granddaughter wants a handrail. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but we'll see. Got more rocks to put here too. Build up these ends so I can have a nice smooth transition.